Words of Stan Lee. Hi, heroes. Too much? Anyway, I just wanted to do another short video tonight talking about what makes a hero. I talked about it the first part the other day, and it was sacrifice. Tonight I want to talk about rising above. And we all struggle with things. We all have things that keep us down or try to keep us down as we go along in life. We have struggles. We have things that we must overcome, whether we want to or not. So, and I promise, folks, I do read more than just superhero comics. But I wanted to take this issue tonight off of Thor, number 11, from 1998. Okay, so here we have the Dark Wars Part 2 of 3. Thor is fighting against characters that they call the Dark Gods. Okay? His hammer has been cleaved in half by the giant blue guy right there named Pericus. And the issue with this is Thor has to have a hold of his hammer, and if he loses his hammer for up to a minute, then he reverts back to his normal human form. Okay? So normal human form wouldn't last 10 seconds against these guys. But in the last issue, Thor threw his hammer at Pericus, and Pericus used his giant blade that you kind of see over to the right-hand side of the screen and cut his hammer in half. So Thor's already been through sacrifice. Thor's already been through wars. Thor has already been through all of these different things. So how does he proceed through this? He proceeds through this, through the rest of the comic, by disappearing into the sewers of Asgard, where he's confronted by some guys that think he's just another human from Midgard, and he gets attacked, and they take him to work down in the sewers as a slave. So he's working, and down here he finds they're whipping him. I mean, they're literally whipping him. They're wearing him out because he won't do what they tell him to do. So therefore, that is rising above right there, taking a beating that he was undeserved. But he ends up finding Voluminous Volstagg, who had lost a bunch of his girth and his weight by being down here in the sewers. But he ends up finding the Warriors 3. But a character named Takkets finds him and brings him back to Pericus. And Pericus says, this is not who I want to fight. I want to fight Thor. I don't want to fight a human being, because a human is not going to provide me any kind of, worthy opponent. So he just hits Jake Olsen, who is Thor's human counterpart, with energy, and starts blasting him and then squeezing him. And he throws Thor back over onto his hammer. And as he throws Thor onto his hammer, why he didn't think about this earlier, I don't really know. But it is comic books after all. But Thor grabs the two halves of his hammer and pushes them back together, and reminds Mjolnir, his hammer, I am your master and you must listen to me. So if I deem it that you heal yourself, then that's what you will do. You will heal yourself. And so he stands and he rises. And Thor, a god, stands where Jake Olsen, a mere mortal, once stood. What can we learn from this? We can learn that it takes so much more to keep going, to not give up, to not give in to the pain, not give in to the suffering, not give in to all of the things that we have to struggle with each and every day in life, but instead to just soldier on until such time that we find our hammer, such time that we find our strength and our reason for being. It took me 42 years to find somebody who was willing to marry me. It took me all that time to find a wife. Somebody who understands me, somebody who loves me and supports me and wants to see nothing but the best for me. I could have given up. I could have just stopped dating. I could have just, I had a terrible time with somebody before that I thought we were meant to be together. So I could have easily just given up and said, you know what, it's not worth the struggle. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to date anybody. I don't want to give my heart to anybody. But instead, through the loss, I found a way to rise above it. Rise above that iniquity, rise above that pain, rise above that suffering. And I found happiness with a person that I had never known before. She just came out of nowhere. So if you're struggling, if you're going through things, crack out your long boxes. Find something to read. If you've got this book, go back and reread it with some new, fresh eyes. And go back and watch the first video where I talked about Sion, where Ethan lost his brother, Arter, in battle. And go back and think about how you can be a hero. Why we read these comic books, why we read fiction at all, why we read the Bible. It's because we want to be better people. And through God, through literature, through superheroes, through whatever it is that you might be reading at the moment, it can either break your heart or it can lift you up. It can bring you back from the dark abyss. And it can help you maintain a level of sanity that you can keep getting up in the morning and going to work and finding what's important to you each and every day. And then once you've got it, then you can move on to the next part of being a hero, which we will discuss in part 3 of this video series. But thanks for watching. I hope that you guys really enjoy these videos. I enjoy making them. And the more that I make them, the better I enjoy them. But I also want to hear from y'all. I'd like to see some comments light up, in the comments section below. What kind of books would you like me to cover? What kind of stories would you like me to cover? What kind of things would you like to see on the channel? I'm just trying to build this out as I go along, so hopefully you're along for the ride, and hopefully you'll enjoy this as they come in. Each and every time that you see the notification for a new video, I hope that you'll click on it, and I hope that you enjoy it. So thanks again for watching. I hope that you'll like and subscribe. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.